আমাদের এই রামকৃষ্ণপুর ব্যায়াম সমিতি অনেক ঘাত প্রতিঘাতের মধ্যে দিয়ে গিয়ে আমরা 100 বছরে উপনীত হয়েছি।
আমাদের শতবার্ষিকী উৎসব 1 জানুয়ারি থেকে শুরু হবে এবং সারা বছর ব্যাপী বিভিন্ন অনুষ্ঠানের মাধ্যমে আমরা আমাদের শতবর্ষে উদযাপন করব।
এবং আমাদের এই সমিতির প্রতিষ্ঠাতা শৈলেন সিনহা এবং তার যারা সঙ্গী ছিলেন, আমাদের সেই পূর্বসূরীদের আশীর্বাদ দিয়ে আমরা আশা করছি আমাদের এই 100 বছরের অনুষ্ঠানকে সাফল্যমণ্ডিত করে তুলতে পারবো।
ক্লাব যে কনসেপ্ট, সেই কনসেপ্টে আমরা এখনো চলবার চেষ্টা করছি।
আমাদের রামকৃষ্ণপুর ব্যায়াম সমিতি জ্ঞান ভক্তি কর্ম এই 3টি মোটো নিয়েই আমরা চলি। সমাজসেবাই হচ্ছে আমাদের ধর্ম।
আরো দীর্ঘদিন আমাদের উত্তরসূরিরা এই সমিতিকে আরো উচ্চ পর্যায়ে নিয়ে যেতে পারবে বলেই আশা করি।
শতবার্ষিকী উৎসবে অনুষ্ঠানের উপস্থিত থেকে এবং আপনাদের শুভাকাঙ্ক্ষী হওয়ার স্বাগত ভাষণ দিয়ে আমি আপনাদের কাছ থেকে আজকে বিদায় নিচ্ছি।
In 1927, India was under the British rule. But it was also the time when India saw the rise of some of the brightest and bravest men and women who were fighting one final battle to drive the British out of this country. West Bengal, then Bengal, was in the forefront for the fight against the British. Young nationalists formed clubs and associations that, apart from creating a generation of hope and courage, secretly worked for the independence of India. During this time, a young boy of 17, Shoilendranath Sinha, living in RAMKRISHNAPUR Shibpur of Howrah, West Bengal, took upon himself to form a club along with a couple of his dearest friends with the main objective of turning out a set of disciplined youths, strong in body and mind, dedicated to the service of the society and the country. He named the club RAMKRISHNAPUR BAYAM Samiti. In 1928, the Samiti had its first AGM, and our first president and first general secretary were Moni Mohan Pal and Shoilendranath Sinha, respectively. Thus began their journey. Inspired by the philosophy of Gita and as manifested in the Holy Trinity of Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharoda and Swami Vivekananda, Ramkrishnapur BAYAM Samiti's motto became Gyan Bhukti Karma, knowledge, devotion and selfless act. The Samiti soon attracted quite a number of boys who were taking intensive physical training. This aroused the suspicion of the then authorities, and the founder, Sri Shoilen Sinha, was kept under police surveillance for many years and had to attend IB office every week. His family was also looked upon with suspicion. However, nothing deterred the boys from carrying on their activities. And the sport that they loved the most was weightlifting. One can say weightlifting in Bengal had its cradles in Ramakrishnapur BAYAM Samiti. In fact, the Samiti was one of the first in this sport in the country. In 1931, the Samiti successfully organized Bengal Amateur Weightlifting Competition. The name was later changed to All Bengal Weightlifting Competition. Neither Samiti nor the members ever looked back from here on in organizing and performing with merit in the weightlifting competitions. In fact, Ramkrishnapur BAYAM Samiti was running the Bengal weightlifting competition 14 years before the birth of the Indian Weightlifting Federation, and later organized the Eastern India Weightlifting, registered with the Indian Weightlifting Federation, and Purbo Bharat Sri competition for over 50 years. Even selection for Mexico Olympics happened in our premises. Howrah District Weightlifting Association was formed under the supervision of our member Girijanath Mukherjee. and Shailendra Sinha was a founder member of the Howrah Federation of Association. The Samiti not only gave top-class weightlifters and bodybuilders, but Samiti's vast experience in the field recognized its members' abilities as sports administrators. Shailendra Sinha, Girijanath Mukherjee, Gopal Gobindo Khara, and Dhiren Sarkar were all invited to attend the Asian Games. Shailendra Sinha holds the distinction of attending the first Asian Games, both as an official and a judge. Dhiren Sarkar attended Commonwealth Games, while Gopal Gobindo Khara even had the distinction of attending the Munich Olympics as official and was chef de mission at the South Games, Dhaka. In 1968, our member Paresh Shaw won the national weightlifting competition, while Shukhendu Bishas Mollik secured the second position. On the silver jubilee of the Samiti, Sri N.N. Bose, the Secretary of the Indian Weightlifting Federation, thus writes about RAMKRISHNAPUR BAYAM Samiti, and I quote, "Weightlifting in Bengal received great stimulus from this Samiti, and the league which started in Howrah owes its inspiration and progress entirely to it." Unquote. It is worth mentioning here that in 1955, the Russian premiers Nikita Khrushchev and Nikolai Bulganin visited Calcutta. The Samiti remembers with deep gratitude the gift of a set of barbells unique of its kind in India, given by the USSR and Russia to the Samiti. The first technically advanced weight lift was also presented by Russia to India. The lift was kept at the Samiti premises for many years, since the major national weightlifting competitions were held here. In 1932, the club entered into boxing and organized All Bengal Inter-Club Boxing Competition. 1934. Durga Puja was confined primarily within the walls of the aristocrats of Bengal. It was Rashbihari Sinha's will and hard work that helped start one of the first Sarvajanin or community Durga Puja in Bengal, a step towards creating a bonding between the people of a nation that was still under subjugation of a foreign rule. Forgetting all differences, Durga Puja became a wholesome festival for one and all, a legacy that has entered its 93rd year, which is celebrated with great devotion, pomp and show. In 1938, Brotochari division started and girls' wings expanded. In 1939, the wrestling division started under the guidance of Bhobesh Chandra Mitra and others. The Samiti had been conducting educational tours since 1937. It started with Murshidabad. The educational and adventure tours went far beyond the conventional places. Our teams went to Amarnath, Bodrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Jamunotri, and Gomukh and Rupkund. Extending these educational tours, the Scouts divisions affiliated to the Bharat Scouts and Guides held even more intensive annual camps at historically significant places like Murshidabad, Rajmahal, Puri, Ranchi, Jamshedpur, Hazaribagh, Patratu, etc. In the early 1930s, the Samiti members also started learning drill and military band and were invited in various programs to play the military band that earned them praises throughout Bengal. However, their prized moment came in 1938 when, during National Medical Institute's reunion function, BAYAM Samiti's band received admiration and a letter of appreciation from none other than Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. In the same year, Samiti's early educational tour happened in Shaitya, and they went to Santiniketan, where they could even meet and get the blessings of Vishwakovi Rabindranath Tagore. In 1941, under the leadership of Shubhimal Desharkar, the Samiti started taking keen interest in outdoor sports. In 1949, Shiv Sadhan Memorial 5 miles running competition and Sinha's 5 miles walking competition, both affiliated to Bengal Road Race Associations, became two very attractive events, drawing several competitors from far and wide. Besides weightlifting, in gymnastics and yoga, the Samiti produced some of the most excellent talents. Kollani Dotto became the national champion in gymnastics in 1973 and 1974. Nivedita Mitra won silver in floor exercise and gold in vaulting horse in 1974 national championship, and Onjurani De represented India in the 9th and 10th Asian Games. In yoga, Konkona Sinha in 1992 and 1993 and Unna Sinha in 1997 and 1998 both achieved the incredible feat of winning national championship twice each. In recent times, Chomo Devdas won gold in International Karate Championship 2018, gold in National Championship 2021, 2022 and 2025. Though primarily an organization for physical training, the literary side has not been neglected. In 1932, Rabindranath Sinha started the library section, and a young member, Rothindranath Mitra, helped expand the library. Rothin passed away untimely. Even today, Samiti holds Rothindra Memorial Recitation Competition every year in grateful remembrance of his selfless diligence. Later, the literary section had a new wing, the cultural wing, which began where members regularly presented drama performances. Youngsters were given training in recitation, dance, and instrumentals, etc. The last but not the least, it was in the early 30s that the Samiti started their social activities by collecting rice, cereals, and money from the locality to feed poor people, and took upon themselves the responsibility of 200 families. But 1943 was a defining year in the history of the Samiti. The great famine of the year made Samiti realize its responsibility towards a society more poignantly. Ashama Sundari Sinha, then during those days, gave her jewelry worth 500 rupees, which is worth over 10 lakh rupees in today's market, to begin a continuous fund of the Samiti for flood, famine, and such calamities. As we turn 100 today, we look back at the various milestones we reached and the anniversaries we crossed. We feel proud to see the wonderful commendations and good wishes we have received during each of the Jubilee from governments, institutions of repute, and leadership. At the same time, it is extraordinary indeed the kind of struggle we had to go through to find a permanent place for us after moving from one place to another to finally inhabit where we are today. None believed that a small sapling born in the backyard of Prashannakumar Datta Lane, Howrah, belonging to Atul Krishna Sinha, will even survive the onslaught of time and grow up to attain such success. inspired by the history that is kept alive in the exhibition hall through paintings which our former president, Ronin Sinha, had so meticulously painted for 75 years. The enthusiasm of hundreds of young members, be it the drummers, the yoga talents, the literary section members, or the members of the physical training section, truly reflect our legacy. As we come to the end of the story, where we share a glorious history, time will make up the pages. That will be the history of those who will carry this legacy from here on. In fact, there is no real ending. It's just a place where we are destined to stop and let our future generation live to add on to the glories of this great institution. And then one day, they will come back with pride to tell a whole new story of this great institution once again.